Hello, this is Melissa with Our Generation, where we educate, empower, and inspire. And welcome to another episode where I have a wonderful guest that's going to talk about her business and her journey as an entrepreneur. And we will just go ahead and bring you on.
Okay.
Hey, Randy, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, how you doing with this cold weather?
Hmm.
I know we talked earlier. Like I haven't been out of the house since
Yeah.
2 days.
This is my first. I wasn't outside yesterday, but I mean, for me, the cold weather is inevitable.
Yeah.
But having chronic illness, it hurts my body. So I have to be aware of that it hurts, but it's also the inevitable.
Yeah.
So I just you have to wear your layers. Like I don't want to wear layers. I don't want to wear a coat. It's like that cute. You gotta be warm. And you gotta be comfortable in your bones.
Yes.
So I just had to be like, all right, you wearing layers today, and you're gonna go outside. You can get you a tea and just still go out. But it is kind of hard. It makes me want to just stay in the bed.
Really?
I saw a meme with somebody in their bed and just them going everywhere with the bed set up, just cozy. And that's how I feel. I just want to be cozy.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Randi, born and raised in Indianapolis, Indiana. I own a business called Naima Naturals, and I kind of always start with my business because, for one, that is my main focus, but also my business is also my lifestyle and my life as well. So I own a business called Naima Naturals, and I provide holistic services and products to women on their wellness journey. So I have plant-based skincare products, and then I also provide yoga services. I recently got my Doula certification, Reiki certification. So my goal is to be a holistic caregiver within the community. I've always been a caregiver. I work in hospital settings, private settings, and things like that. But the more I started my holistic journey, I realized that I wanted to do it kind of in my own way.
Nice.
So I feel like all of these things are kind of adding up to that because these are the things that changed my life.
Right.
Like I stated about the cold and chronic illness, I was dealing with fibromyalgia and rheumatoid arthritis in my early 20s, and I was really sick. But once I realized that these holistic products and services and things like that really do help you in your day to day, I was like, well, bet.
Yeah.
If it were not, I was in that mentality where I was like, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So I'm just really passionate about that because for a long time I thought I couldn't heal myself, I couldn't help myself, and then I realized it really is up to you, and we really have to start changing our mindset of how we approach things. Because I was just mad at being sick, mad at life. Yeah.
No, I'm checking your mic. I don't know why I feel nervous. It's on.
Look at me.
It's on. Sorry, I do that. I might do it.
I was about to go.
I might do a couple more times just because I'll be to cut you off, but when I recorded my very first episode, the mic was not on for 10 minutes. And I was so paranoid now. Okay. So, go
ahead. So yeah, those things really just changed my life, and it seems so simple, but it's really hard to change your mindset. And once I realized that I could, and that all these little things matter, and they implement my day to day and my well being, and how I handle people and how I handle situations, I'm just so grateful. Yeah,
that's dope. So how long have you been doing this?
My 3rd year anniversary was Sunday.
Ooh, so happy anniversary!
Thank you. So I've been in business 3 years, but I've been on my wellness journey since 2017. So yeah, about 5-6 years.
Okay. So what was the turning point for you when you was like, okay, I need to really take this, you was on your own personal journey, but at what point do you say, okay, I need to turn this into a business?
I was dragging for a second. So at first, I make the skincare products. So at first I just had it as skincare products, but I also taught yoga, and I had been teaching yoga a couple years before I even started my business. So at first I had them really separate, but then I was like, well, they kind of go together, and they're all holistic products and services that can, assist you or whatever. So once I combined them together, that was after my first year in business. So about the last 2 years, I've incorporated them together, and it just made more sense. And it just kind of even trajected my business more. I was teaching yoga, but I didn't know a lot of people. So once I started my business and I had products and services, it just opened me up to a new arena in business. So I'm grateful that I put them both together because at first I wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you. What? So, how long have you been involved with the doula? What made you
Uh,
get? What made you start doing that?
Recently, so I had just said in 2021 or 2022 that I wanted to be a doula. I was like, I think I want to do that. You know, like I said, I've always been in healthcare, but I wasn't resonating necessarily with working in healthcare anymore. So I still wanted to be hands on. I hadn't experienced births, but I just spoke it out into the universe. And it sounds so cheesy, y'all, but I did. So I spoke it out to the universe. And then one of my yoga teacher friends is a doula. She said, hey, it's a scholarship that the state has for black doulas, any black woman who's interested in being a doula because of the high mortality rate, they're giving out scholarships. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Maybe I'll look into it. And then I met like 5 doulas in the community, like 5 doulas in the community. I just kept started meeting people at these random things. And I was like, okay, I'm thinking about it. And then one of my friends ended up being pregnant. And she let me be her doula. And she had a water birth and it was natural. And it was beautiful because working in healthcare, I never saw a calm birth. I had never experienced, even seeing my friends. I had been at all my friends' labors, realizing that I had been a doula beforehand because I saw all my friends have their babies and I was there with them. And but seeing a calm birth made me feel like, okay, like, and then having somebody to support her, you know.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, maybe this is something I'm supposed to do.
Wow.
And after that, I helped her, took her home, checked on her afterwards as well. And then after that, I ended up getting a scholarship. And then my other friend ended up being pregnant, so I ended up being her doula. So I was like, if this ain't alignment,
no,
and then
real.
me meeting doulas and networking with them and teaching yoga for them. So I was like, okay, I guess this is what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
That's so funny how the universe kind of maneuvers you.
Yeah, it maneuvered me really fast last year because I was like, I was saying all these things and I knew I wanted to do them, but I didn't know how I was going to go about them.
Yeah.
And just being open to the experience, I just was able to receive all these different things last year. Like I got my prenatal yoga certification, and I have been teaching prenatal yoga since 2019, but I wasn't certified. But it all just came into line last year, and it just made me realize that that's what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
Yeah.
You know.
So what does a doula look like?
A doula.
Like what's the process? Like what's the importance of having a doula? You said it was a calm birth. Like what is the difference that you noticed in a facility like a hospital versus someone being able to do it at home, kind of on their own?
Well, period. A doula is like an advocate for you. So during pregnancy, during labor, things like that, they're very heightened emotional states. They are places where you may not make the best decision on your own. So your doula is somebody who supports you emotionally through everything. We are a third party entity, but we're also for the best interest of you. What do you need in this present moment? And how can I assist you? Not just physically, but also emotionally, spiritually, like really catering to whatever that mother needs in that moment. And that's what I like about it because it's so intimate. It's like, what do you need? And then maybe we can figure out what you need. So I think it's necessary. I think it's necessary for people to have healthcare advocates, period, things like that. And I did that for a while, volunteer, and I realized the importance of just advocating for people. And that's what I like about the doula because you can advocate, but it's also intimate to the person's needs. And then showing people maybe things they didn't know about holistic things, little tips and tricks to help you during the process, and just want to support it. I've realized that being in business, that community is really where it's at, and networking and supporting others on their journey, like it is really important. And I mean, it took me a while to figure that out, but I'm grateful that I have been, you know, experiencing that since I've been in business, like really networking and reaching out and just assisting others and others assisting me.
And I think people, because when I think of doula, I think of someone assisting only a woman when she's giving labor. But just the way you described it, it's bigger than that. Like, hell, you can have a doula in your business, you know, someone that supports you emotionally with your business. If that's really the gist of what it is to help you as a person, and we all need that.
Yeah, to advocate and navigate through these experiences because it's a lot. It's a lot. Life in general.
I wanted to do a water birth, but my daughter chose to not want to come out. So I had to end up with the emergency C-section, but I was so against it. Like I had it all planned out in my head. I was gonna have a water birth. Like I wanted to do it natural. And none of that. But
babies arrive how they want to arrive.
right, but I feel like maybe if I would have had someone such as yourself, it would have maybe the process or it would have changed because I had went. She was already 2.5 weeks overdue, and so when I went to the hospital to get induced, they couldn't even induce me. Like I was not going into labor.
Wow.
And they tried to break my water. Not happening. They couldn't even break my water.
Wow.
Like it was crazy. And he was like, "Well, I'm not sending you back home."
Yeah.
And so, but again, he didn't allow my body to process it the way it needed because she was fine. She wasn't in
She was chilling.
Literally,
yeah,
she was good.
She was chilling.
And just I always wonder if I would have said absolutely not on a C-section, like what would have happened? Like what if I'd have went home? Like what would that process look like?
Yeah. Yeah, doulas are good for that. My friend who I was a doula for, she ended up having a C-section. So I was still able to be there with her and make sure she had everything she needed, even within those situations. So you're right. Like it's for any type of circumstance, just to really ground and center the mom as much as possible, because you know it's a lot going on. But I think it feels good to have that extra support in anything. Really.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because I cried. I was like, I don't want a C-section. I don't want you cutting on me.
Yeah.
And she was over 9 pounds. Yeah, she was a big baby. Yeah.
And she was chilling.
She was. I was like, dude, like, what are you doing? You not coming out?
Yeah.
And I should have known then that she was gonna be a problem. Not a problem like bad, but like she is like that now.
Yeah.
Where she is very her own person, and she does not allow anybody to conform her. Which when she was like, I don't know what y'all doing, but I'm not ready to come out. So
yeah. Yeah. It took 2 days for me to come out. And I wasn't even a big baby.
Wow.
I was like, yeah. So I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's funny. So so what else? So you said you have a healthcare background too. So how long did you do that before you decided to go off on your own? So that you strictly are self, like you work your business.
But I'm never opposed to going to get a job. I'm about to get one right now, actually.
I know that's right.
Because I have to keep up with my licenses, and I've been a CNA for a very long time. And if my licenses lapse, I'm not going to get them back. So for me, for that moment, I had to get real with myself. And I did it when I could. So I was able to take a whole year and just focus on my business and do cohorts and really build my business up. So I'm grateful for that. But yeah, I've been working for myself going on 2 years.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I'm used to working in healthcare. I'm used to getting a nice, check. So it's just interesting how, one day you can make $20, one day you can make $200, one day you can make $300. And it's like, whoa.
Right, yes.
So that has been the hardest transition for me because I'm so quick to get a job and I got a decent resume and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go back to what I know, know. And I still enjoy caring for people. So that's why I always go back to being a caregiver because I don't want to have to do that every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just too much that goes on. But I worked up until COVID. I worked on a COVID unit during COVID.
Wow.
And I decided I wanted to start my business. But it started out funny. Like I was juicing and doing yoga. So by the time I left my unit, I had people drinking juices and doing yoga. And I had started out selling juices, and then I would like gift people my skincare products because it's like, okay, you want a juice? Try this serum or try this pain oil.
Yeah.
And people was like, no, them products are really good. And I was like, no, but just just take the juice and let's do some yoga. And it's like it started out like that for me. Like people was like, no, maybe you should really consider making a product.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what pushed me into it because at first I was really like, oh, I'm okay.
Yeah. That's funny. I feel like all businesses kind of fall into that. Like you start off like basically you had a need within yourself and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna take care of myself. But then when you share it, you're like, other people are like, okay, you need to do something with this. And then it kind of makes you look at it differently.
Yeah. Yeah, because I made my serum because when I started detoxing and cleaning my body out, I started breaking out. I never really had bad acne, but I started getting like bad adult acne and scarring and things like that. So I was like, well, let me see if I can make something for myself, and then the pain oil, I deal with chronic illness naturally. I went from being on 10 meds a day in 2017, and I haven't taken any meds since.
Wow.
So I have to have things that help relax my muscles
Yeah,
and
that's
keep me
powerful.
centered. So like I'm slaving on essential oils.
Right.
So that's what made me make my pain oil and things like that. And then also I realized a lot of the things that we put on our skin and on our bodies doesn't help what we're trying to recover from. So a lot of my favorite products had chemicals in them that would trigger my fibromyalgia, trigger inflammation, mess up my cycles, things like
Yeah.
that. So I started making a lot of my own products for myself. And I would give them to people, or I give them to my mom and my brother and like other people, like, hey, use this,
Right.
But yeah, that's how it started out.
That's interesting. That's dope though. And like you said, I think sometimes us as entrepreneurs, we feel like once we go on this journey, we have to do that. Like, no, if you gotta do a job,
Yeah.
do a job. But I feel like when you do that, you have a different mindset. It's more or less, okay, I'm doing this not because I have to, but it's because I'm trying to accomplish something else.
Yeah. And then also for me, just being personal, like I got to the point where I was paying myself, and I'm grateful for that. But I feel like that money could go into something else if I was working right now, and that's just me being real about it.
No,
like,
absolutely.
I'd rather put that money into another part of my business instead of me having to figure it out. I'm grateful that I can figure it out, but I'm like, I feel like I need to be more strategic about it. And if that means going back to work, go back to work.
Yeah. No, definitely. I did that. Like it is what it is. Like it's like as long as I can get my bills paid, that's all I care about. And then with the overtime, be able to further my business. Where do you see yourself going this year? Like, do you have anything you're working on?
This year I did a lot. I mean, a lot last year. So this year I kind of want to more update, upgrade, like so stuff like that. More of working on my online presence, redoing my website, things like that, because it doesn't have a lot of the stuff on there that I do. Like I do a lot, but I'm not advertising it right. I feel like, like I've been doing mobility stretches almost a year. I got my Reiki certification, all these things, and I don't really promote them. So I'm trying to get into the point to do that on a digital platform. Then I also want to record more. So like making videos and yoga videos and things like that. So interviews like this are helping me get to the things that I need to do anyway.
Yeah.
So more for me is transitioning more online this year is that's my main goal. Yeah.
That's good. So has there been any things that you've learned along the way of your journey that would be helpful to somebody else that's on their entrepreneur journey?
Networking, like for real networking. And I don't talk a lot. Most people know that I don't talk a lot, but I will go talk to people. So like networking with people about your business is really important. And the organizations and things like that, like I just realized how much that really helped my business. It helped me really structure my business. And for me, it gave me an accountability partner because I don't know what I'm doing, but if I know that this thing is asking me to make my business plan and they're giving me a template, like these are tools for the things that you legitimately need to run your business. So I use them as accountability partners, and that's what worked for me. But just being open to talking to people about it, and even if you're not all the way sure, just really talking to people. I feel like that's what helped me on my healing journey and on my business journey. Yeah, because for business, like I started reaching out to local people, and that's how I started like the blueprint of my business. Yeah, just meeting with people. Like I met with Tia Scott. I bought her breakfast at Patachou, and she literally showed me all these things that she had been learning and just helped me structure my business. So I started with my business structured before I launched it.
Nice.
And that was just for me meeting local entrepreneurs in the city and people who just people may not think they're willing to help, but it's people that really be really out here willing to help you, and I'm grateful that I have met those people on my healing journey and on my business journey.
Yeah.
But then you also got to do the work, and I really want to do the work. So it has really worked out for me, just being open and speaking to people.
Yeah, I always tell people networking is really the backbone almost to a business because, like you said, you have to meet people that are going to learn from them, and they may put you on a path or a different way in your journey that you
Mm-hmm.
didn't even think of.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I never thought, and I continue to say this, never thought I would be doing a podcast.
Yeah.
That was never on my journey
Yeah.
of what I envisioned, but it's
Mm-hmm.
definitely taken me in a whole different direction.
Same. I never thought I was going to do products. I was like, yoga. I'm only teaching yoga, right? But now that I have products and I've been in business 3 years, now I teach more.
Mm. I know yes, it's crazy how all
So
that.
that's the most funny part about all of it. Like,
Yeah,
now I teach more, and now I teach more than I do then, and it's just like, well, that turned around very quickly, But at first I was like, I don't know if I want to do that, and
Yeah,
I fell in love with it because I was
yeah,
already doing it for myself anyway, and I
yep,
had to get out of that like not sharing it, like,
yeah,
I'm like, it works, but
yeah,
I wasn't
definitely.
sharing it. Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's dope. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I am excited for what you have to come. Your products are amazing.
Thank
I
you,
will
thank
say.
you.
I have your talk about the
Nasal
nasal.
inhaler.
Yes, I have one
Yeah.
actually in my car. I have one by my bed.
Yeah, so the nasal inhalers are kind of like, I always refer to like old school like Vicks, but they just have essential oils in them. So it's on a cotton wick, and you unscrew it and you sniff it, and they all have a theme. So there is one for relaxation, one for focus, and then one for like sinuses, tension, headaches. And I like them because one, it gives you essential oils on the go, but it also, each one has a theme. So for
Yeah.
relaxation, then it also clears out your nasal passages and things like that. So I like them a lot. Yeah, I really do. But it was just something that I made them to have a smaller thing,
Yeah.
because not everybody wants to buy skincare, and
Right.
some people are like, well, I don't want to buy that, and I don't know what that is, and my
Uh huh.
skin's sensitive, and I'm
Yeah.
like, well, how about you try this essential oil inhaler, because it has a theme, but then also it'll introduce you to trying a different holistic approach.
No,
So
I
it's
think
like a
that's
doorway type of
yeah.
thing
I
for
think that
me.
was
Yeah.
genius for
So
you to
that's
do
why I
that.
did that. I was like, well, that makes sense.
I did try. I did tell her she needs lip gloss, but she said no.
Like, you gonna make?
I need to sit it, man. Can you imagine like having that would be
Yeah,
so
I know. But also, bottles are making your own products and then finding a bottle that you like,
yeah.
and then the manufacturer runs out. It's the whole thing. So I'm like, I don't even want to buy nothing else,
No,
because
I get
you
it.
get to fall in love with the bottle, and then
Yeah.
sometimes it's not the easiest to get them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I may make you some lip gloss. Some lip balm.
I love me some lip gloss, and I'm like, oh, if it smelled like this, that would be so amazing.
I may make you some, but I don't know.
No, that's funny. So where can they follow you at and keep track of what you're doing?
Yeah, so I am more active on my business Instagram, and it is Naima Naturals _. So it is NAIMA NATURALS on Instagram. And then you can always reach, oh, and then my website is naimanaturals.net, and you can always reach out to me there. There's a contact button on there. And then you can always email me or anything. Yeah.
Perfect. So, quick question: How did you come up with the name?
Oh, Naima means blissful, peaceful, and tranquil. Then it's also the name of my favorite John Coltrane song. I'm a jazz person. My mom named me after a jazz singer. She named me after Randy Crawford.
Okay.
So it's just like, I like jazz.
I do
and
too.
I was in that part. That's where I was really at when I was starting my business. I was really into jazz and really just listening to like instruments. And I was like, well, I wish that for each person who uses my products and services to feel a sense of happiness, peacefulness, tranquility. So I was like, I like that, but I was trying to find a different name.
Yeah.
So I was just gonna name it after myself or like my middle name, and I was like, okay, think of something different. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
No, I love that name.
So that's why I named it Naima Naturals. Yeah. And then also, I wanted to share about my yoga, because I do teach yoga, and I teach recovery yoga every Sunday at 6:30, and it is called Y12SR Yoga of 12-Step Recovery. So it's a free community-based offering, and it's for anybody dealing with addiction or affected by addictive behaviors to others. So you don't necessarily have to be struggling with addiction, but in reality, we all are struggling with some type of addiction. And it's on Sundays at 6:30 at City Yoga. And then I always try to, any class that I do, unless it's a private or a group session, they're free to the community most of the time. So I am teaching at the AMP. The AMP partnered with CWU, which is a community organization, which is one of my faves. And we offer yoga every Saturday to the end of the market, so until April. So y'all got about 4 months, and it's free yoga every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. So our yoga session, and I'll be teaching once a month, first of the month, and then I'll be teaching twice a couple of times. But yeah.
So it's every Saturday
at the
AMP?
market. Yep, at the Indie Winter Farmers Market.
I'm gonna have to put that on my
and
list.
It's 4 of us, so it's 4 different melanated women teaching.
Yeah, and I love it.
Yeah, so it's really cool, and it's a lot of stuff around the city that's very.
It is, and I'm noticing like people don't know about it.
They don't. No, they don't.
Yeah, I'm like, we gotta fix that. I don't know what that looks like.
Because I be missing stuff on my days off, and I'm like, oh, I could have went to that.
Like, I didn't know that you did yoga on. I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
But now that I do, I will be there, and I will tell everybody else.
Yeah. So on the 27th, so next Sunday, I'll be teaching at the market.
Okay. So Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's every Saturday.
Is at the market.
Okay, and then on Sundays, is it every Sunday?
It's every single Sunday. Yep, I'm there every Sunday, and if not, I have a sub. Yep.
Okay.
And then I also tell people, if you don't feel comfortable in both, or if you don't have the time to come to both, you can either come to the meeting or you can come to the yoga session. It's a 2-hour session every Sunday.
Okay. So the meeting, what does that look like?
We do a 12-step recovery meeting. So we sit in a circle, and I read our meeting prompts, and then we just have an open discussion, and whoever cares to share shares. But I also tell people we sit in a circle with sharing space as well, so it's the same thing, you know. And then also I appreciate it because I have personal, reasons why recovery, especially to me. My dad was in recovery when I was little and things like that. But also we all experience the same emotions, like whether it's a substance or a person, like we all have the same soul and we all experience the same thing. So I really do like that class, and I'm passionate about it.
And I like, what you said, like we are addicted to something.
Yeah, we really are.
And so it doesn't necessarily have to be alcohol or drugs, but definitely be open to. Well, I'm definitely coming because I stopped doing my personal trainer because my pockets were like, girl, like, what are you doing? It's so expensive. So I wanted, and I do box twice a week. And so I was like, I want to incorporate yoga into my routine also.
Have you tried, I don't know why I'm promoting it because I like it. Apple Fit. I done fell in love with Apple Fitness. Girl, look, it customizes your needs.
Really?
For your workout. They have modifiers on it. So I've been working out twice a week. It's going on my 3rd week. So I do 45-minute sessions that are customized to me and what I need. And you can do it with props or without. And if you choose without props, you use your body weight instead of weight.
Oh.
So I like it. So I became a big fan of it. And it's kind of fun,
it's too. It's online?
If you have we got an iPhone.
Yeah,
Apple Fitness. And it's like, it's $9.99 a month, but I'm like, you get to customize your own workout.
Right.
And then they have a modifier in the corners because if you're like, oh, I can't do that, it's somebody in the corner. But I think that's helpful because then you're not intimidated because you see like, okay, I can still do the movement and honor my own range of motion. And I feel like we get so intimidated looking at somebody else when it's really about you being in your body. And that's what I feel about yoga too.
I was going to say yoga definitely taught me that.
It taught me that classes, this all that matters.
Yeah, they talk about try to listen and honor your body. If your body says, nah, player, you ain't going to do that far, then let it be what it is. And you're still doing it. Yeah. It's just according to how you feel. Stretching.
Yeah, so that's And that's another thing I love about yoga. It taught me body awareness. It taught me how to be in my body and be in the present moment. And I realized a lot of the time I wasn't in my body.
Yeah.
I was just mad at life, mad at being mad, and it festered in my joints, basically, you know, and I didn't move either. Like, I moved for work, like I was active in work, but, you know, once you actually start moving, you realize that's not the same.
Yeah.
No, them the same steps. That ain't losing no
You're not challenging your body.
You're not doing nothing. Your body like, girl, we do this every day.
Right.
So, I really do appreciate it. These things, I feel like they really changed my life.
Yeah, I love it. Well, I'm excited. Make sure y'all come out. We're gonna go on the 27th to the AMP to check you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I appreciate you coming
Yes.
in the cold weather.
Yes.
You know, neither one of us
But
canceled.
these wonderful. That's why I was like, we can't. She picked the right place because I was like, I'll be all right.
This is my spot. I love this place.
It's such a beautiful spot.
It is, and I have the caramel apple cider, which is it's seasonal, so I have to make sure that I get it throughout the winter. Because have you ever had it?
No, but I bet it's fire.
Oh, it's so good. Like I have to be careful because I would literally drink this whole at one time.
This is good.
And then have you ever drunk your drink too fast?
That's why I was waiting to drink this one because I wanted to take it when we first got on here, and I was like, I'm gonna burn myself on camera.
But like if you drink it too fast, like it did, the concoction, I call it her concoction, kicks in.
You gonna be up here like
it's like, okay, I gotta pace myself because I got a long day, but I got balance, so I should be good, getting some stuff done. But thank you all for watching. This has been Our Generation with Melissa Shaw, where we educate, empower, and inspire. And hopefully you've been educated and empowered and inspired, especially when it comes to taking care of your body, listening to your body, and just being willing to branch out and do something new. That's one thing that I'm gonna do this year. Is it's all about new experiences this year for me, and really execution. I have come to realize that I am an information junkie.
Me too.
I think we might have had that conversation last time.
We were at P30 because I said I'm a certificate. WHO.
Yes,
and you said that's a good one. That's a good type of
right.
But I feel you because I'm like I got five certificates last year, y'all.
Wow. Yeah.
On top of running my business, on top of still doing all my stuff, I just crammed them in, and I was like, ooh, cohort certificate. Like I ain't doing that this year.
Yeah, I was doing so much investing in training and all that, and I had an opportunity to be trained another 6 months, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do it because I need to start implementing all the other shit I done learned.
That's why I said update and upload and just perfecting what I got. Yeah. But I feel you. I love to learn though. That's the thing. I get so like, ooh.
Especially if it's new. Like I was telling a friend of mine, like even when it comes to a relationship, like I'm looking for a partner where you're better at me in certain things because I want to be able to learn from you. Teach me, please. I don't want to be the one that's always teaching because being a mom, that's what I do anyway. And so I want to be the one to be able to get poured into and learn new things. And maybe that's why I'm an information junkie because I want to be taught. Like it's like I'm like I don't know. I'm about to unpack that.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Like why am I? That's my addiction.
I mean, it can be to keep ourselves busy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So, all right, guys. Well, this has been great, and we are out.